we have our action there. So I'm going to create the next action, which is the book ticket action. So I'm just going to name this action book ticket and give it a description. So use this function to book a ticket for a user. I think that is simple enough for my agent to understand. So descriptions give the agent a bit of context on how it's supposed to use this, on what this action is actually supposed to be used for. So you can treat this as also prompting your agent. So you can provide more comprehensive descriptions for your actions, just to make the agent to execute the right function for rather execute the right action for depending on what a user is inquiring about or wants to be done. Okay, so I'm going to add in some few parameters, and in this case for my book ticket action, I'm going to need the full names of the user, the phone number, where their destination is going to be, and where they are traveling from, and yeah, the number of seats that they the number of seats that they would want, or rather they want to book. And also I'm going to add in departure time that they would wish to select. So let's go ahead. So you can have the full names there. It's going to be a string, and I'm going to add in a description. So get the full names of the user. So e.g., I can just give it an example. So this is the wonderful thing about providing descriptions. You can also give an example just to make the agent more aware on the kind of data it should expect for maybe for an example for a specific parameter. So then I'm going to label it as required. I'm going to add in the phone number, phone number parameter, and it's going to be an integer. I'm just going to say get the user phone number, get the user phone number, and I'm just going to add in a check that it should be 10 digits only, and I'm going to tick that as required, and then I'm going to add in my destination. So for in this case, I'm just going to put name it as 2, and yeah, it should be a string, and so I'm going to get the user, the destination, e.g. So in this case, I live in Kenya, so I'm just going to put one of my favorite destinations, Mombasa. So and I'm going to label it as required. So for this one, ideally it depends on how you are building your action, and for specific train companies, maybe they provide a specific set of destinations that they offer travel services for. So you can list them here in this description. Maybe for, like, say example, Mombasa, I can put in Nairobi, I can put in Kisumu there, and yeah, I can tell my agent that these are the only available destinations. Yeah, and so whenever maybe a user provides a destination that is not listed in this for this destination parameter, the agent will ask our user in this case to list their destination among these three options. So I'm just going to leave that there and label it as required, and then I'm going to put my from here, and it's going to be a string, and get the user, get the location, I forgot that specific word. A user is traveling from. If I can just put in another example as it will be there. Here I'm going to label it as required, get the user destination location. Yes, I'm just going to change this, add in a bit of description wording for the two parameters. And I'm going to, tickets. So the number of tickets, so this is tickets. I'm going to put it as a string and get the number of tickets user wants to book. So maybe for you per se, you'd want a maximum number of tickets to book. So yeah, you can provide another description that the number of tickets should be 3 maximum, or yeah, depending on how you're designing your action. And I'm going to put in another parameter called time, and I'm just going to put it as string. And I'll ask my user, so get the time a user wants to depart at. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's good English, but okay. So the available departure times are 8 a.m., 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. are only. So yeah, this type of descriptions help our agent to not hallucinate and come up with its own specific destination times. But be sure that hallucination is being handled quite well on the platform. So agents should be very professional. So yeah, and I'm going to label this as required. So I think this is it for action, and I'm going to save. Yeah, so as you can see, also a disclaimer is just put here. So an action does not require parameters. If it has, save your parameters to select the required ones. Yeah, so yeah, so we have our parameter set, we have action set, and I'm just going to save that action. And I'm going to create the third action, which is update ticket. And I'm going to use this function to update ticket information for user. Nice. So and click enter to apply. So I have, so to update a ticket information, in this case, for you, you can do it your own way. So it's not limited. But for in my example, to update a ticket information for a user, I need some specific parameters. And one of the things I need is the time. Yeah, a user wants to change the time. So get the user time of departure available departure times are 8 a.m., 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. are only. Yeah, I need to add in only there just to be sure that it doesn't come up with its own timings. So I should have added a date parameter because when you're booking a ticket, ideally you need to provide the date you want to travel to. So yeah, let me just add it. I wouldn't have added it, but to make it more realistic, let me add it. So yeah, get the user date of departure. I can just put it, it should be in the format DD month, and I'm going to put this as required. So, and I'm going to add this in my, so I'm going to edit my book ticket action so that it has this date parameter. So I'm going to save my action, and I'm going to add this here date. So yeah, this is how simple it is to like create actions for your agent, and there we have it. And I'm going to make sure you put this as required, and I'm going to save my parameters, and I can just confirm that it's saved, and there we have it. There we go. So yeah, there we go. So I'm remaining with just one action, and that is the cancel ticket action. So use this function to cancel users ticket. Okay, that's good. So for my specific example, I'm just going to need the phone number, the user phone number. So I'm just going to say user phone number is my parameter. It's going to be an integer in this case, and I'm going to get the user phone number. Should be only. I wish I could emphasize this further by using all caps. So let me try and do that actually. Only 10 digits. Okay, and I'm going to put this as required, and that's all for this function, and I'm going to click on save. So awesome. So now our ticket assistant agent has 4 actions. So it's able to get user ticket information, book a ticket for a user, update user ticket information, and cancel a ticket for a user. So that's all for this example of actions. So now we are moving on to the next thing, which is execution of these actions. So how is our agent going to actually execute these actions? That is a question I know you are asking yourself on, and so yeah, let me highlight that. So in Edison Functions, your agent will execute an action by making a post request to a webhook. Yes, so your agent is going to need access to a webhook that will be hosting your the code that that's supposed to be executed by your agent.